All right, hey folks, what is going on? It is it's Thursday morning. We're gonna do some artwork. We're gonna do some art. It's every morning we do artwork. What's so different about that? Nothing really. I'm just having a good day. I wouldn't call myself bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I'm feeling spry. I'm gonna drop the volume down there just a smidge to get it out of the way. That should be good. Let me go ahead and copy paste. I'm going to do some link posting here real fast. I will entertain you with my origin story while I do so. It'll be a quick process if you don't want to wait around for it, and you're catching the playback of this in the future, then I will see you after the bump. For everyone else that's out here with me in the multiverse, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online, and I am creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition using the 2024 revised rules. I've been a DM since 1987. I've been an Eberron enthusiast since 2004. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999, and I've been creating content on the DMsGuild since 2018, but I've yet to do anything for Eberron specifically, despite how much I love the setting. So we're fixing that by creating Crystals of Mavar for characters level 7 or 8. We're fighting undead, demons, and necromancers in the Carnwood of Karnath on the continent of Corvair. And so if you think today's stuff is fun and cool, I'm here 9 times per week. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. Here's the entire playlist of all 464 episodes. My Discord community, free access. Patreon support is appreciated. Here's a bunch of other books I've created on the DMsGuild. Check them out if you're a 5e enthusiast. Add them to your game. If you think they're cool, consider making a purchase to encourage similar behavior in the future. On that note, let's get into it. So I'm going to drop this book cover out of the way here, and we'll get back into the. This is page 6 of the document. Again, we're using the the 16:9 format here, so that you can on a tablet look at an entire page. It's a 12-point font, so even on a cell phone, if you have decent eyes, you'll be able to read the whole document as is. And each column is also 16:9. So if you want to zoom in to assure that you're going to be able to read the font, then you're certainly welcome to do so. Similar format fits here on my 32-inch monitor, as well as anyone that is using a tablet at the table behind the DM screen. This is a good format to use. So it's a good hybrid tool to use if you're in Meat Space or in VTT. So having said that, this is a 17-inch, 10-inch tall document. At 17 inches, this is roughly 5.5 inches wide, and at 10 inches tall, this is roughly, what is that? 5.5. It's like it's probably like around three or so inches tall, probably maybe 3.5 inches tall. I think that feels right. Hold on. Yeah, it's about 3 inches tall. Well, hey Fernando, how you doing? So yeah, that's where we're at. When we were left yesterday, we were rebuilding the armor. I'm pretty happy with the Spearman's armor at this point. I need to add detail to the boots, to the arms, fix the face, the cape, the spear, the hands, and then we're going to be pretty good to go. So we'll see what kind of progress we can log today. Let's see. We're gonna start here with our base color being a mild off red. How's this looking? I can probably use this to steal color reference from. So I'm just going to start adding in highlight here like this. And then we'll grab a darker bit here, which is just basically black. And we'll layer that in here. Whoa, that is a big dot. Text, what's up? Here today in the equivalent of Labor Day, so happy Labor Day. Hey, cheers to you, man. God bless the labor. I have doctor stuff going on Monday. And when I do doctor stuff, I typically take the day off altogether. Wait a second. Oh, that ain't good. I'm apparently using. I gotta go back. I'm using the same. I like to put highlights and detail work on a separate layer, but I didn't. So let's do that again. Let's you know what? Let's just do one thing at a time. Let's just work the shadow in, and then we'll drop into the highlights. So see, now I'm just erasing the shadow. It was until a moment ago bound to the actual boot. Got to keep those separated. Whoa. Anyway, yeah, so I've got Monday off. That is when I do doctor stuff, I take the day off of my day job to award myself for being responsible and taking care of me. And as such, I don't have to stop at 8 o'clock on Monday. I can stream for quite some time. Bah. In fact, I don't actually need. I can do whatever I want on Monday until 12:30. 12. Yeah, for me to be able to get out the door on time, I have to be gearing up to bounce for the bus at noon. So I typically stream here in Seattle from 6:30-ish till 8, but I actually have 4 hours more to my day on do as I please than I normally would, and then I can come home, and my Monday night could start as early as 4:30. So I could have a very, very long production day here. My goal is to finish this illustration over the weekend. We still have tomorrow to work on this, and then we hit the weekend, and then we stop doing. We stop streaming production for the weekend. And we come back Monday morning to continue with where we got to. So my intention, it is not a Curse of Strahd weekend for Phil. So that means I have extra time on Saturday to produce more work. And that would be the Eberron book here that we're working on. So we'll have this finished. We'll be starting another illustration, maybe a different page altogether on Monday. We'll have to. I'll be working on. We did a bunch of page revisions over the course of the layouts in the past 2 months. So I want to go back in and rebuild, repost all the pages of the book in their proper order with the current formatting here in Photoshop, so I can see where are we actually at with all the pages, and what do I actually need to do to finish the book. Sorry, I'm kind of listing tasks at you guys right now, but this is the stuff that goes through my mind, like what do I need to do to make this book work, you know? So I think it's a useful conversation to hold, since I mean the whole point of the stream is to just to demonstrate how PDFs get built for role-playing games, specifically D&D. And of course, you know, to keep myself from murdering myself because of how long it takes to make these things. I am not happy with how close these boots, how fucking big these boots are. God damn, those are big feet, dude. Calm down. But also how close to the fire the feet are appearing. It's not good. It's not good design. So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can fix this. Way too big. Let's fix that. Let's get s'mores out of the way here. I'm gonna bring that over. That's out of alignment. Fix that angle. It's broken. Like his leg is like this, and then it goes like that. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but not actually far off the mark. So that was broken. Let me bring that into balance here. Go. And we'll bring this, and this is starting to look far better. Now I need to. He's standing way too freaking close to the fire. So let's back off, man. I'm gonna pull you away from the flame. You can see from the ground here. We got. Let's use a color. You'll see there. This is basically what our perspective is like. It's like we're here. And then the other side of the fire is like this. So our perspective is kind of like that. Which means that the next block over is going to be like this. That's actually tilted up a little bit too much. Let's level that out. It's actually going to be more like that ish. And then another 5 feet would be like back like this. So even that's a little skewed. We need to condense that down to be more like there. That perspective looks good. So that's our so you can see that this here is higher on the picture than this first facing block. Here's one block, second block, third block, and then we hit the tree line. So this guy here There, his feet need to be basically level with or above this line if he's going to be further back, or slightly below the line if he's closer than. So if I put him closer than, that basically puts him, if this is a 5-foot block here, then that's another 5 feet, that's 10 feet, and that's, so he's somewhere between 5 and 10 feet away from the fire at this point. That would make sense with him, because this guy, if he stands up, he's going to be yeah, that's like 2 and 4, 2, 4, 6. That's not accurate. That's about right. 2. There we go. Two, 4, 6, 7.5 is about here. So the head height, so the actual, looks like the actual vanishing point is probably somewhere around here at the top of the fire. Thank you, Timely Timer. 2, 4, 6, 7.5 puts this guy around here, which is slightly taller than this guy, but he's starting a good head smaller. About 15% less in size. I think that's probably about right. Yeah, we should be fine there. It's a little, I think it's a little crowded in the piece, but I think it's okay. All right, so now that I went through all that bullshit, let's see if I can actually make this stick proper now. His feet are the right size. I think our proportions are looking good. I'm gonna hit save because I just saw my screen trimmer. Quite ready. Let's get s'mores out of the way again. There. Hey Fox, how you doing? It's good to see you, my dude. So the mega dungeon, the updates when the team goes back, is basically where I've settled with on duration of going to town and coming back again to unload treasure. And I talked to the team already about this. I'm just it's on my mind, so I'm rambling about it. So bear with me. So the team doesn't get experience points unless they haul treasure back to society and then dump the gold frivolously or whatever. And you exchange gold for XP, and it takes time to do so. And there's also, we've hand waved carrying the material from the dungeon back to society, spending the gold, and then returning to the dungeon for more, basically as just a hand waved downtime activity that takes that takes more time with more treasure and weight. And so the amount of time to expend, to get back to town, expend the gold, and then come back, it's a basic D6 plus 1 week per 1,000 pounds worth of material that you're hauling. And initially, when you're dealing with small gold piece amounts, you can get away with like fistful of gold or gems. You can have actual currency, which is roughly 50 coins or 50 gems per pound. And at low levels, you can crank out a shitload of treasure for not a lot of weight. Yeah, I'm seeing a little speck here of light that I don't like. It's probably inconsequential, but it's bugging me. Oh, I get it. That must be a transparency issue. Wait. Nope, you seen that? That little blip there. It goes away when I click on legs. Oh, there it is. And there's the rest. There's a layer issue. That's why it wouldn't go away when I looked at them individually. Now I get it. Now I get it. Tangent there. So the team is, so as we get to higher and higher levels, and the amount of gold needed, or the amount of experience points needed to gain a level increases and becomes more absurd. It's no longer viable to have just piles of coin laying around. I'm going to have 30,000 coins just laying around outside of, thematically a dragon might have that. That's you can fathom that. We have lore and our own legends of that being a reasonable assumption. Dragon, tens of thousands of coins in an ancient dragon's treasure. The only problem is by the time you're capable of fighting ancient dragons, you're not dealing with tens of thousands of coins. You're dealing with hundreds of thousands of coins that you're going to need to be able to clear out, to be able to gain enough treasure to make that dragon horde worth it. So an easier solution is to have statues, other works of art, larger objects that are of high value, if you can get them out. So you start stacking up the weight on these things. Generally, if it's not coins, I've got a general conversion of something like around 10 gold pieces of value per pound for art in general. So the team had accumulated about 70,000 gold worth of treasure to haul away, and it weighed around 6,000 pounds to pull it, 6,400 pounds. And so that would be the 400 pounds would just be the basic D6 number of weeks it takes to get to town, dump the gold, and then come back again with a new level. But with the extra 6,000 pounds, that's an extra 6 weeks. So the team could have broken it up into the 30,000 gold that they needed to gain a level from level 6 to 7. And that would have taken D6 plus 3 weeks, because it was about 3,300 pounds worth of material to get that 33,000 gold, give or take. But the team decided to haul out as much as they can and cash in as much as they can as experience points, and they had accumulated 70,000 gold, which puts them about 15k away from gaining level 7, even though they just gained level 6. So I say all of this because the process of going back to society and then coming back again, the number of weeks, we roll D6 plus 6 in this instance, and whatever that number of weeks is every week the dungeon repopulates, or we stock up higher CR monsters in lower level dungeons that the team has already conquered, representing the vacuum of stuff at the top end is pulling higher level monsters from further below to reach the surface, because the gap is there, they can do it. So I roll that D6 plus 6 is a number of weeks. The team has gone through. They've cleared 6 full zones with more zones to go further down in the dungeon that they haven't seen yet. So what I did as a DM was they had D6 plus 6 weeks away. So I rolled the D6 to determine anywhere from 7 to 12 weeks worth of time that they would be away. And then for each week, I would roll a D12. And that D12 would represent zones. And they've only gotten through 6 zones. So each week there's a 50-50 chance that a new monster has entered an area that the team has previously defeated that would technically be clear of any wealth. They just need to get through it to get to the lower level. So last night I spent time updating the dungeon and determining how many new monsters, how many encounters are there, and how many of them are at zone 6 or up. So when the team comes back from, it's only it's only a hand wave to us, but when we do, 7 to 12 weeks will have passed. You get back to the dungeon, and now you have to start at the beginning and work your way down. So what I will do is start with a perception check to determine how easy is it going to be for them to spot the monsters that have populated zone 1 through 6 before they get to new territory in zone 7. And considering that they've got a D6 plus 6 number of weeks, and we typically can get through maybe like, for having a good day, we can get through 3 full combat encounters plus exploring space in general and fucking around with stuff in about a 3-hour block of time. So having said that, with the amount of weeks at the way and the die rolls worked and the chance of them encountering things in zones that they've already had, I'm pretty confident I'm up to date for another 2 weeks on dungeon space. Yesterday I was lamenting that I would need to spend additional dungeon design time because the team was pushing further and further down the dungeon. I would need to make sure that what's in there is current, that I like the maps and do all the updates and blah blah blah, and that it's conflicting with the time that I want to spend to do artwork for the Eberron adventure. But this is just me self-reporting that process, and at this point we're at I'm happy with the amount of monsters that are going to be crawling their way up from further down in the dungeon, and I think they're going to be interesting, and it helps and it helps foreshadow the type of stuff that the team is going to be getting into once they start pushing the new space. So I think that dungeon creep, I think that's actually a really useful mechanic to have in the game, because it's a tell. Here's the type of stuff that's stronger, that's further down, that's now exploring the upper ends of the dungeon because it's empty. So this is what you're going to be facing when you go further down the dungeon. The team can keep an eye out for that crap and start to get, in some instances, a theme of what's to come. And I think that's about perfect for where we're at right now with the dungeon. So I'm really excited about that. I'm expecting this weekend to be basically crawling through the wandering monster looky-loos that have pushed their way up the dungeon space. And then the following week to be able to be basically back to where they were. So I've basically got a 2-week reprieve. Well, I've got a week reprieve before I need to worry about it, because I still have a number of zones of dungeons that have been completed past zone 6 that the team hasn't seen yet. That's, it's got its mini bosses and its own hazards and different local flora fauna stuff. So I think I'm doing an okay job staying ahead of the team and still respecting the production time for this Eberron adventure specifically, but just the process, because running a mega dungeon is an additional project unto itself, and it's for playtesting the martial power system. So it's really important that I do it, because you have to, if you're going to design a magic system, you got to fucking test it, and it needs to be tested pretty well, and that's thankfully what our playtest team has been doing. But the logistics that go into how does the dungeon work, I'm pleased with these mechanics overall. I think when we're done with the dungeon, I am fancying the idea of releasing the maps as a packet with, you know, light room descriptions and, you know, like a dungeon, you know, like a dungeon adventure. Release all that shit. That seems like a fun thing to do. So I believe that's what I'm going to end up doing. I can make this boot a little bit shorter. Anyway, that's what I'm rambling about this morning. I'm happy that's how I spent my evening last night instead of normally, you know, doing what Phil's normally do, artwork and stuff. It was Mega Dungeon updates, and I'm really happy with where it landed at. But we hit level 6, so that means that we're opening up all classes, and of course multi-classing as well. Players are welcome to build any kind of character that they want. We're using the color mana system for the full casters, with like combined concentration and all the bells and whistles that go along with that. And I'm excited to see what kind of characters the team wants to build. That feels pretty good like that. Have a bit of silence here real quick. You know, fits of silence are a good indication that I should take a sip of coffee and some water. For every ounce of coffee you drink, you should drink 2 ounces of water to keep you hydrated. For every ounce of coffee you drink, you should drink 2 ounces of water. See if I can get this right. Man, whatever happened to the Chemical Brothers? I don't know why I'm thinking about Aphex Twin and Chemical Brothers. It looks like I'm actually thinking about the Spawn soundtrack, the Spawn movie from like 2004 maybe? Or was it earlier than that? I don't remember the year, but there was it had maybe 2000. It can't be that old. But it was one of those mashup albums. No, it was probably 2002. Anyway, Korn and Suicidal Tendencies does a song together or whatever. It's one of those one of those group crossover compilation albums. But it's got some really good music. It's got some really good music in it. I will probably end up listening to that today. I'm gonna bind these together. I feel like this boot's a little bit too long. I'm gonna stub it a bit. There we go. It feels really good. What's up? Chemical Brothers had a new album cut in 2023. Thank you. I am going to go hunt for that. What's up? Chemical Brothers had a new album cut in 2023. Thank you. I am going to go hunt for that. No idea if I'll enjoy it or not, but I mean, you know, like Korn's evolved. I'm a big Korn fan. I'm a new metal fan. In general, I like it. Korn, I think, is like the grandmaster of new metal. And fuck, I love Korn. They're just their primal shit is just super good. And I think they've done a good job evolving their music. I know that they've like transitioned into some more electronica type of stuff. A lot more. What's the word that I'm looking for? Their DJ got busier. That's not a great front on toe, and it's just not consistent. Okay, that's not consistent. I have this armor that's kicking out that way. I'm not happy with that angle. Luckily, it's mostly concealed by this guy. Ha, cheater. I'm gonna cheat some more and push it back just a little bit further to get it further away from the fire, and to use that guy as a natural obstacle for overlapping. Thank you, Timely Timer. I actually think that I need to give him a tilt. That feels pretty good. And I think I can afford to tone this down a bit. Wait, what the fuck is actually going on? This is where I need to be. No, hold on. This is where I need to be. Jesus. Yes, thank you. Merge. I want to drop these feet into a little bit more darkness further down. Mostly because I want the footwear to stand out less. It's not an important detail, so I don't want to overemphasize it. So I'm going to mute it by making it a bit darker and de-emphasizing its presence. That's better. I'm going to probably kick up some foliage in here. We're going to do a lot of foliage work once we get here. It feels a little tall right now. Let's bring that down a bit. There. That's starting to feel real grounded. Yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of shrubbery stuff here in the foreground like this, and like that. And some more stuff over here like this. So just scraggly foliage and then like a little bit of foliage stuff over here. And then probably like a little spot stuff over here. Like a little bit of tuft, a little bit of tuft. So it's looking very empty right now, but I want to populate it with incidental just nature garbage. But I want to make sure I get all the structures and all the actual forms completed before I start adding just, you know, random flack into the field. There's that. There's that. There's that. Right. Glove. Glove. Armor. Armor. Ugh, there's so many layers. I'm looking forward to. Let's go here and here, and let's go with. They're not gauntlets. They're. God, words are escaping me. The arm. Fuck, what is? I can't believe I can't remember the name. Anyway, let's call it gloves. My vocabulary is failing me very slowly. Very, very slowly. Descending into madness here. That's about where the spear would be at in that hand. It's not arm guards. It's not gauntlets. Fuck. It's not greaves. That's legs. Forearm armor. Cedrock. Van braces, for fuck's sake. That makes up part of the armor. Van braces are usually combined with gauntlets or elbow defenses to provide the rare with enhanced protection. These pieces of armor was conventionally produced from a range of materials including iron, steel, brass, and even leather. Van braces. Bracers. Thank you. Bracers and van braces. Thank you. Education fails me occasionally. Let's see. Let's grab our generic dark color here to add in some shadow. Again, I have failed the basic tenet. I'm gonna merge these down actually. Let's see. Do like this. There we go. Subtle. We'll just keep it subtle and quiet. I see text. Give me a second, I'll catch up with you. What's up? Nope, there's some flute going on in the background. Yeah. I forget how quiet it is. You could barely hear that stuff at all. It's more to my benefit than anyone. Even at this low volume, YouTube picks up on it. Even at this low volume, YouTube picks up on it. Maybe that's loud enough for you to hear some stuff that's going on. But oh yeah, the flute's gone. Hold on. I'll give you this one again. Yeah, I like that. That looks really good. Is that more audible? I'm sure it's not actually flute. It's probably just electronica. The spear. That's about as complicated as I need the hand to get. We'll the spear will lay across here, so most of this is going to get taken up, and then we're going to just do some masking to where the spear ends up overlapping the fingers. We can take a masking layer here and just disappear the spear shaft a bit, so that the fingers can feed in. There, very subtle. But it's effective. Too much. Here's okay. There you go. Easy peasy. And I think I want to actually... Hold on. Maybe a bit more like that. Yeah, that sits pretty nicely. Goes off view. Good track. There. Merge down. Is that music more audible now? And if so, is it enjoyable? Strengthen that a little bit so it's not so intense. Double the strength here because it is. Bring the eraser in to fade that out a little bit. Down. There, that feels pretty good. Yeah, this guy's looking pretty good. I don't think I have a lot I need to do at this point. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, this guy's looking pretty good. I don't think I have a lot. Don't need that anymore. Now it's just going to be a little bit more of the highlighting. Let's go. I'm gonna nitpick at that highlight down here. Just it was sticking out. It was a lump that I couldn't find the physics for, so I had to fix it. The edge on that just a little bit of highlight in here, touch of highlight in here, a little bit more highlight on the hand here. just a smidge. Just tag in some of this. Here, but I want to drop the light on that so the texture blends more into the background. I hear you. Time. What time is it? 7:41. All right, we got 20 minutes. I hear you. Time. What time is it? 7:41. All right, we got 20 minutes. Oh, is that what happened? I stung myself a little bit there, didn't I? There, we need to have that as a separate layer, like that, independent of this. Now we're back on point. Curve that in. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Cycling the layers makes it look like the firelight. Ah! Neat! I would never have caught that. That's really cool. That's I would never have caught that. That's really cool. Shadows. Just working on a little bit of highlight. This is actually form shadowing. Just adding a little bit of separation of the leg from the. From the cape behind. No capes. Just helping separate different chunks of it. That feels pretty good. Just a pinch of highlighting because it's not at that angle. It's not going to catch a lot of firelight up here, but I want to have at least a little indication of it. Just a pinch of highlighting because it's not at that angle. It's not going to catch a lot of firelight up here, but I want to have at least a little indication of it. Okay, and I just gotta fix that face. Fucking worst face ever. What happens? What happens if I take all of that? I'm gonna just toss those in the trash now. Boop. I'm gonna fold all of that up. I'm gonna duplicate the head. Oh, I already did. Good me. So I stream 9 times per week, Monday through Friday in the mornings like this. Tuesday, Monday through Friday in the morning I do artwork. On Tuesday and Friday lunchtime I do game design. And then on Mondays and Thursday nights I do game design. And let's thicken that neck a little bit. And so this is Thursday night. I will be streaming this evening at about, I reckon, around 6 o'clock Seattle time, which is Pacific Coast, which will be 9 o'clock p.m. East Coast, like New York time. Square that off. And we're currently we're currently adding in all the Forsaken subclasses for the full casters for the color mana system. We resolved Wizard subclasses yesterday, Tuesday, during lunch. We already resolved the Sorcerer. We have Druid, Cleric, and then Bard. We'll do them in that order. I'll have probably a 3-hour block of time tonight to work on that. Whatever I don't get done tonight, hopefully we'll be able to resolve by tomorrow during lunchtime. And once all 13 classes are similarly resolved, we can start using our Monday, Tuesday Thursday, Friday design slots to. I honestly want to flesh out the rules for Mage Tower, so that when we finish the mega dungeon and start building teams of 3 to compete in sport, we'll have a good, thorough set of rules built out. And I might work on the arena map as well. Like that. Your hair tells the tale, sir. It's 7:52. I am damn near out of time. So I'm going to be finishing up here. We'll be on, like I said, we'll be on stream tonight working on. Actually, we have a list of prepared spells. Bonus spells that we need to provide for the Blade Singer, the Warcaster, and the Book of Scribes. And once we finish that, then we can officially move on to offering similar treatment to the Druid. Yeah. I should not get my hopes up for Mage Tower. But it's an aspect. I think it's a casual scrimmage environment that could be fun. So I want to fuck around with it, find out if it actually is fun, and I think it's a casual scrimmage environment that could be fun. It'd be a fun little like 5-page supplement, you know. Get that little mound in there. There we go. All right, good enough for now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save on that guy. And so next I need to work on the tents and then incidental foliage. I think it'll be more fun to work on foliage than the tents. So if all goes according to plan, I'll be able to run stream tonight for the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules for full casters 5e24, And then after I finish that, I can fix the tents off screen. And then tomorrow when we come back, I just get to add foliage and ground incidental Scrabble. Maybe a little bit more like very background sort of tree language to keep things. Oh yeah. Oh, I haven't finished that guy's spear. I need to work on that too. But I'm out of time, so I'm going to cut here. We're going to be back in 10 hours to continue game design for the Color Mana Spell Point Variant Rule update for 2024. And yeah, thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. Appreciate you. I will catch you guys in 10 hours. Like, subscribe, bell icon. Think this stuff is cool. Jump in my Discord, ask me questions. Post down below, share, blah, like, thumbs up, etc. Catch you guys later. Bye.